Do you want to know when to move to the next series in F1 Clash? Then stay tuned, because I'm going to give you my advice on when I think you should move up to that next level. So welcome back to another F1 Clash video. As a WF1 here, as always, you already know that because you're here, right? And obviously this week's topic of discussion, I'm going to give you a bit of information as to when I think you should move up a series in F1 Clash. Depends also what type of player you are. So if you are a player who plays this for fun, wants to get to Series 12 as quick as possible, then that is different to a player who potentially wants to do really well in a GP weekend and a GP event and perform at the highest level. So we are here in October. We're a good 6-7 months, well, not even that, 6 months nearly into this season's F1 Clash. So there's a lot of players who have already moved up to Series 12 and some that are lower in the lower series. And it's a question that I get asked all the time. When should I move up to the next level? So, like I said, for anyone who wants to just get through to Series 12, you are a little bit different to them ones who want to try and maybe remain competitive. Everyone falls short and moves up to Series 12. They go to race, right, can I unlock as fast as I can, get all the way up to Series 12, and then they really struggle in GP events at the weekend. So it's one to note for next season as well. So, first of all, when to move up. You can see here at the moment, I have max Series 9. You expect that I've opened Series 10, but I haven't. 310. So first of all then, why is that? So really, you've got to look at it as a real simple way. First of all, let's cover jewels though firstly. My recommendation to you is to unlock a few new parts in each series and level them up to maybe level 4, level 5, so that they are fairly decent parts to use. And then, once you've unlocked the higher series, you can start to progress. The biggest thing will be your drivers, because that is where your qualifying position comes from. Obviously, you can check your drivers in here and what sort of qualifying stat they might have. Obviously, qualifying helps you start towards the front, and a faster car will also help you perform in the race. But if you're starting around mid-pack, between 10 to 12, or even 10 to 14, you've got to consider moving up one series. You're probably going to be starting near the back. If you race in that series and you start to lose 2, 3 in a row, drop back down, level up some parts in the lower series, and then come back up. Or tweak your setup ever so slightly to maybe bring that team score down very little. It's all about finding the balance. But if you rush through the series, what you've got to imagine is your car doesn't go up as fast because you're racing through, and then what happens is you get too high of a flags and your car doesn't perform as it should for that requirement. So always take your time. Once you've unlocked a new series, don't rush through into the next series. Race a couple of parts kind of upgraded and then move on. Why do we drop flags though? That's one of the questions. And it's all about GP groups. So, like I said earlier, 310 to go, but I've maxed Series 9. I can race Series 9 every single race, never gain a flag. And that is because I've dropped flags here, and it means I will never gain any more. You see on the stats up here, season high flags, I will never increase that, and that is where your GP group comes from. So, on GP groups, you might be thinking, oh, I'm doing okay, but I want to move up. Imagine it this way. There is a few little hidden flag ranges that have some good results in that you can get. But the best common practice to use is that the higher series, the higher flags you go, the harder your GP weekend cutoff scores will be. Why? Because everyone's got better parts. Everyone's got better drivers in the higher series. So higher you go, if you've only just unlocked Series 12, you may not have full Series 12 lineup, which means you'll struggle against people with a higher performing car. So that is one of the reasons. Also, I stay low because I've got decent part levels. I try to get lucky in the Champions GP, so you can obviously get your prizes through here. And I try and get lucky so that I don't have to go into them higher series. So that is a really sort of brief as it goes. So let's repeat that. If you are a jeweler, you don't care about GP, you just want to race to the end, what I recommend is leveling up a few parts in each series before you go to the next one. Don't just jump into the next flag group and series group. Obviously down here, series 1, 2, 3, you probably want to just accelerate through quickly. It's all about learning the ropes. And then 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on, you want to strategically place. But keep an eye on GP. GP will give you a very good indication as to where you are against other players in your flag range. If you can't qualify in that flag range, your car is not good enough for the level you're at or your drivers. So focus on leveling up your parts. If you are playing for fun, then you might get a bit bored of the same tracks over and over again. I only race 6 possible circuits here. You might get bored, you want to race all of them, and you want to go to Series 12 to get 21. That is up to you. But reminder, you will get a very, very tough group in Series 12. So that's what thing you've got to be very, very sure of if you want to do it. You need 1500, 1600 team score if you are up in Series 12, without a shadow of a doubt. You probably could go lower if you do have skill and right strategy, but it's very, very tough. You've got a lot of players performing high parts and high drivers. And that's why I'm at Series 9? And I haven't spent a penny on this account. And I'm rocking some decent lineups. So that is something that you have to take into consideration. If you stay low flags, like I am, so I'm only Series 9, and you get good rewards in GP, it helps you perform better. Or the 10% boosts help you perform even better every week. But remember, your opponents get the 10% too. And then you got purchases. So no purchases on this account, but if you want to level up faster, look at Sergio Perez, for example, this week. He is in a crate that you can purchase and you can get. I'm only Series 9. Sergio Perez is Series 11, and he can still drop in your purchases. So you could get an advantage by making purchases, getting Perez or one of the car parts in question, and you can then start to increase. So they are the multiple ways. In terms of moving up to your flag groups in GP and raising your duels flags, speak to your teams, speak to your clubs, try and see if there is, let's say at the moment you're Series 9. I want to go up to Series 10, and I might want to stay towards the start of the flags or towards the end of the flag range of that Series 10. I'm going to ask probably my team or on the general Discord servers or friends, what does your GP group look like? Obviously, I can't give you each GP group scoring because it is affected by regions as well. Compared to United Kingdom, Europe could be different to America. So you have to factor that in. But find some people who may be racing in Series 10. Have a look what green flags they are. That's all that matters is your green flag, which you can see at the top. Find out what they're scoring, what their cutoff is, and see if you can make it too. If you are unsure about how you can perform, then the best way, obviously you've got recommendations here, the best way is to simply try. Try your luck. If you are at 2,000 flags, you try Champions GP, you can't qualify, you might not be ready at this stage. But I always say give it a go. If you want any more support, hit in the comments, let me know what your flag count and your team score is, and I could probably tell you if you should be qualifying, or drop me a message in Discord and I can have a look too. I'm more than happy to help. But that is a quick overview as to when I think you should move up your flag ranges or hold position, and a lot of it does come down to how you want to perform in your GP group.